Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katina and I am the creator of Live, Life, Learn. I created this channel because I am on a debt-free journey and I wanted to show you guys the experience or my experience on this journey, the good times, the bad times, the ups and the downs, the successes, the failures. And I also wanted to inspire those who are interested in joining on getting on, I should say, a debt-free journey. So if you're interested in these sorts of videos, or if you're interested on a debt-free, getting yourself on a debt-free journey and getting yourself out of debt, this is the place to be. So it's been a minute since I've been here. Yes, you guys, I have been so busy. December is so busy for me that I miss y'all. I miss making videos. It's just been such a busy month. I have a lot going on in the month of December. I just had my wedding anniversary on the 18th of December. We've been married 21 years, my husband and I. So that was something right there. And then my husband's birthday is on Christmas Eve. And so that was something right there as well. And then of course there's Christmas, so there is it's always back to back and a lot happening in the month of December. Our son, got to get him his gifts or whatever. But my husband and I decided this Christmas to do something a little different. And probably actually going forward, we decided to not get each other anything for Christmas. And I was pretty happy with that. And so was he. Actually, it was a big relief for us to make that decision. It's just, we've been together for so long, and each and every year we would be stressed out about gifts for one another, not having enough money to get gifts to each other, and then just kind of like going further into debt and overextending ourselves with gifts. So this year we decided that that's not what we wanted anymore. And we've even decreased the number of gifts for our son as well because it was just too much. So we just decided that we was going to have a really good dinner, that I was going to cook a great dinner, and we was just going to enjoy each other, less stress, watch my son open up his few gifts that he wanted. And we actually limited his gifts this year for the first time ever. So it worked out really well. But with all of that combined together with anniversary, my husband's birthday and Christmas, it's always a lot to do in December. But I am back. I'm back with a new topic. I'm back with a new video. And with this video, I'm really, really excited because this is my end of 2021 review, if you will. So I have my notes. If y'all know, I got notes. I got it here, my notebook, got phone over here, my son's phone for notes too. But I wanted to get into this topic of my 6-month debt-free journey, end of 2021. Where are you? How did it go? So I wanted to speak on that. So you guys, if you don't know, I actually started my debt-free journey in June of this year. I actually started in June of this year. I got really committed. I got very serious about it. And I decided that the time was really now to go ahead and just start this debt-free journey, especially of achieving my ultimate goal of opening up a nail salon. So I'm like, girl, you have got to get started. You got to get really serious about it. So I went on ahead and decided and committed to starting a debt-free journey in June of 2021. I went out and found me a part-time job in order to make this a reality, because I knew that because of the amount of debt that I had at the time, that I knew that I was unable to really pay this debt off in the time frame that I wanted to pay it off, which is my full-time job. So I needed to bring in additional income to make that a reality. And so I went on ahead and got a second job quickly in order for this to kick off in the month of June, and to, so that I can meet my deadline. So I have a year. I've set a goal for myself to have this done within a year. And so now we're at the 6-month mark, and I wanted to give you guys an update on my progress. So I am very excited. I've actually surprised myself, y'all, to be honest with you. I've been consistent with this, which is a rarity for me. So I am learning how to be consistent, and I'm super excited about it. So I'm happy about my progress. I have a ways to go, but I just want to go ahead and share with you guys where I started, okay? and where I am at currently in December. All right. So looking at my notes so that I can be on point. It's a lot of information I wrote down, but I'm gonna try to like minimize it, y'all. Okay. So let me just say, this debt-free journey is phase one for me. Okay. I decided that, getting out of debt is not a quick race. Okay. It takes time. So I decided to break this up in phases. So my phase one, for my getting out of debt free, or just simply getting out of debt, phase one, okay, get my words out, is the first phase is eliminating my credit card debt. Okay. Eliminating my credit card debt and getting all of my credit cards down to a zero balance. So that is phase one. And so with my phase one, and this is just only credit card debt, y'all, that I'm talking about, because this was the most pressing thing for me. This was the most stressing part of this process, was the amount of credit cards that I have and the amount of debt that I was carrying with all of these credit cards. It stressed me out so bad. Whew, it was a lot, y'all. It weighed on me so heavy. So I decided that I would have reducing my credit card debt, eliminating it would be my first phase. Okay. So let me just be very transparent with y'all. Okay. So I have a total of 15 credit cards. Yes, 15 credit cards. That's a lot, ain't it? Yes, it is. Is that necessary? Absolutely not. But I got caught up. I got caught up in the game. So I had a total of 15 credit cards to boot. And then so I actually listed all of these credit cards on a spreadsheet in Google Docs, and with the balances and my credit limits, as well as my interest rates, and also the due dates of my payments. Now, I was never behind on any of my credit cards, okay? Never ever did I fall behind on payment. But I could only afford to make the minimum payment on them because I just had way too many. And all of my credit cards were sitting at the limit. They had already reached this credit limit, and a few of my credit cards had extended beyond the credit limit, right? So I had all of this credit card debt. Imagine that all at the credit limit or above, all right, the credit limit, right? The interest rates are high on all of my credit cards. I don't have any like feasible good interest rates, okay? If y'all hear noise in the background, that is my son rattling some foil. He's about to make him something to eat, so sorry about that if you hear some little noises in the background. That's my son trying to fix himself some lunch, all right? But we shall proceed. And so anyways, back to what I was saying. All of my credit cards were at the limit. Okay, I have total 15, except 2. Now, 2 of the credit cards that I had were department store credit cards, were already paid down to zero balance, okay? There was 2 cards that I had that I paid off. Because I just simply got tired of shopping at those stores, honestly, and that's why I paid them off, because I'm like, girl, I'm tired of shopping here. And so I paid those off, and they have been at zero balances for a few years. But the remaining 13 cards, yes, 13 credit cards, they were all at the limit or exceeded the limit, all right? So I still wanted to list those 2 that I had paid off in full on my spreadsheet, just so I can get an account of the number of cards that I had, which was a total of 15. Okay, so I went on ahead and listed all of my cards out and things like that. I just want to get just really a concise and clear picture of where I was at with my credit cards. So I have actually 11 department store credit cards, which is so damn crazy, right? 11 department store credit cards. Is that right? Yes. And I had, I think, 3 major credit cards. Let me see. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 12, 13, 14. I'm sorry. 4 major credit cards, 11 department store credit cards. Y'all got that? Do I have that? Yeah, that's right. Yes. So that's how many I had. So I don't know why I had all these department store credit cards. It just didn't make no sense. From Macy's to Victoria's Secrets to Ulta to Sephora. Ooh, child, you name it, I had it. Okay, so I had these cards, all right, and so the total credit card debt that I had when I started my journey was $14,240.07. That is correct. Yep, I said that right. It was $14,240.07. And so actually, when I think about it, it was really more than that because the interest rate, it just keeps going. It doesn't stop, right? So the interest rate accrues all the time. So I was just tacking on interest on top of interest and things like that. And so I think when I just think about it for a hot minute, it was more than that because the interest rate was popping, right? Kept going. So at the time I added all of this up, okay, it was that amount, a little over 14,000. Okay, again, all of these cards were either at the limit or above. Nobody was under. Okay, so what I decided to do was to make a plan to go ahead and pay these cards off. So I started with the card that had the minimum, the lowest balance first. I started with the card that had the lowest balance first. And I think that was either Victoria's Secrets or Sephora. I started with one of those two, or maybe both of them. And so when I got my second check at my job, well, actually, when I got my first check on my part-time job, I saved that money. It wasn't a full check, okay? So I saved that money, and then when I got my second check, I combined it, the first and second check, and I went on ahead and I was able to pay off the Sephora and Victoria's Secrets because they had the lowest balance. So I went on ahead and decided that would be the best option for me because I felt like I just needed to have a small win so that I can keep going. I needed to have a small win with paying off a credit card so that I can be motivated to continue the process, right? Because I got discouraged on this journey, in the beginning, because I looked at my balance, my total balance for all these credit cards. I looked at them, and I was just really overwhelmed, like by the total amount, and I was discouraged initially. But I knew that in order for me to pay these things off, I had to face reality. I had to be honest with myself, and I had to really set a goal in order to make that happen. And so I paid off those two, and the ball just kept rolling. Okay, it just kept on moving. All right, so I just went on to the next credit card after that. Now, let me just say, with my part-time job at the cafe, I made sure that every single time I got paid from that job, I put that entire check, okay, towards eliminating my credit card debt. I was very, very serious about this thing. So I refused to play around with this money. So every time I got my check, I would be sure to put my entire check, okay, towards paying down my credit card debt. So when I got to each and every credit card, you guys, when each card that I decided to pay off, I had a plan on how I was going to pay it off. I had a plan on how I was going to execute the payoff for that particular card. And so that made things a little bit more easier for me in terms of, tackling this debt in this way. With the amount of credit cards that I was dealing with, 13 to pay off, and the amount of debt that I was carrying, I had to sit down and create a plan that was feasible for me to achieve, that would not overwhelm me. And so I was, I made sure that I, looked at my balance on that particular card that I focused on and divided it up in the number of payments I wanted to pay in order to pay that off with a date in mind. So I always had a start date and an end date for each particular card, right? So for an example, this card I just paid off, which was my 10th card. I'm so happy, y'all. I just paid off my 10th card. It was Target. And so my balance was almost $2,000 on that one. So I decided that I wanted to pay that card off in 4 payments, y'all. I was not playing games, okay? I was not playing any kind of games with my impulsive self, all right? So I said, girl, listen, honey, we're going to wipe Miss Target out in 4 payments, okay? We're going to wipe it out in 4 payments, period. So I looked at my balance, and of course, that changes because anytime you carry a balance you're going to have to, it's going to accrue interest. So the balance was fluctuating, right? So although the minimum payment would decrease, I was still accruing that 29% interest on that balance that I was carrying. So y'all, that gave me even more of an incentive to hurry the hell up. Okay. I was like, girl, listen, honey, I thought that my balance was like this, but when I got my statement the next month, it was a little higher. And I'm like, oh, I cannot. So I hustled up on this money. I was like, I took an extra shift at my job. I was tired. Okay. I was working a little late than what my scheduled get off time was. But I knew that I had something to do. I had a goal that I needed to meet. And so Target was almost $2,000. And I'm like, girl, this thing got to go in 4 payments. I can't, I can't stretch this out beyond the 4 payments, right? So I divided that balance up in 4 payments and I got it done. All right. I was telling myself, I was like, girl, listen, if you left with just $10, so what? You'll be all right for the next 2 weeks. All right. You got food in the house. You good. You don't need nothing. Y'all good. So I'm like, if I'm just left with $10, I'm just left with $10. I didn't even care. I just needed this to go away quickly. So I figured in 4 payments, I can make it happen if I was consistent and if I was focused and aggressive on targeting that particular card. So I got that done. Now, I am now into my 10th card. So let me tell y'all where I am at now. So again, I began this journey with a $14,240 debt and with a total of 13 credit cards to pay off, right? So where am I now? Let me tell you where I am now. Okay, so far, you guys, drum roll, please. My little fake drum roll. I paid off 10 credit cards, okay? Yes, you heard it right. I heard it right. I paid off 10 credit cards. And again, y'all, I started this in June, all right? I can't believe it. Even I can't believe it. I started in June. This is December 30th, 2021. We at the end, y'all, of the year, okay? And I have paid off 10 credit cards. I have not, touch these damn cards with the exception of one, and I'll get into that in a second, okay? So all of these cards were at 0 balance, all right? But I had to use one because I had a money emergency. I had a house emergency, all right? Now, I did have the money available to deal with that emergency, which was our refrigerator, y'all. Whew, our refrigerator was tripping before Christmas. And I was like, I know this thing ain't tripping before Christmas. So I had already started an emergency fund, right? Because I did a video on that some time ago. And I plan to do a second video on emergency funds and why you need to have one. With, just kind of showcasing my experiences on the necessity of having one. So we had an emergency in our home, which was our refrigerator was not working. Okay. It was not working. I said, oh my God. Why before Christmas? So because I had the money in the bank for the refrigerator repair, I didn't have an opportunity to go to the bank. Well, actually, the company that we used was not even accepting cash. So I have to either pay by credit card or check. And I don't have any checks. I don't use checks anymore. I've stopped using checks years ago. And so I had to put it on my credit card for the payment, which was like a little bit over $500 to repair my refrigerator, okay? It's way cheaper than buying a new one. And so it runs perfectly now. But what I decided to do was go to the bank. I don't have an ATM card to this particular bank where my emergency fund is located. So I literally have to get up, drive to the bank, get the money out, and take it to another bank, and things like that. So I went on ahead and went to my bank, got the money out, and deposited into my other bank so that I could pay off my credit card quickly because I didn't want the payment. Well, I didn't want this transaction that I had on my credit card to accrue interest. So I'm like, girl, you got to hurry up and get to the bank. So I went to the bank, and once that payment posted on my credit card, I went ahead and paid that off in full, right? So that's how I did that, and that's why I needed to use that card. Okay, so I got that out the way. And actually, I was kind of upset that I had to use my card, to be honest with you. But I'm very thankful and grateful that I was able to take the money out of the bank, move it to my other bank so that I can pay that card right back off once it posted to the account. So now I don't have a balance on that card anymore, right? Thank God for emergency funds, okay? It really, truly works. All right. So the total debt that I paid off thus far, I'm so excited, y'all. The total amount of debt that I paid off thus far is $8,587.23. Is that right? Yeah, $8,587.23. That's what I paid off so far. I paid that amount off, and I am so excited. I'm so proud of myself. I truly am. I'm very grateful. I'm so thankful that I was consistent, and I just really am blessed that God has given me the strength, okay, to stay on track. Okay, I just it's not easy. It really isn't, but it's doable. It's doable. Okay, so what's left now? I have I have 3 credit cards left so far. I have 3 credit cards to pay off right now. And let me just pull up my little notes on my son's phone so I could see. Hold on a second. I am putting in the wrong code, y'all. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Hold on. So let me pull up my pictures here. Okay. So I have three credit cards left to pay off. Okay, just 3, and they're all department store credit cards because I paid off all my major credit cards. So these 3 that I have left to pay off, they carry a higher balances. So the more I go, the further I go with this process, the harder it gets, because now, since I started with the lower balances, the cards that have the lowest balance, I'm now into these last 3 cards have the higher balances, right? So these are the ones that have the higher balances. So now the mountain climb is getting a little steeper. It's kind of getting hard to climb up that mountain and go up the little mountain there. But guess what, y'all? I'm going to make it to the top. I'm not even worried about it. I'm going to make it to the top. It's just going to take me a little bit longer, okay, to get there. But guess what? I'm going to make it, and I'm going to be through. I promise you that. So these 3 cards, the total amount for these 3 cards that's left to pay off so far is $5,652.84. So that is what those 3 credit cards total is $56.52. So that's how much I have left for those 3 credit cards. And I've already started my plan, created my plan on how I'm going to pay that off. And I think the next card that I'm going to be focused on paying off here in this first phase, okay, that's continuing, is probably my JCPenney card. I'm going to go ahead and knock that out in 2 payments because I'm tired, okay? I want it over with and I want it gone, all right? So that is my wrap up for my 2021 debt-free journey update. I just want to share with you guys where I am at and how things are going. So again, what I plan to focus on come January, because this process continues, y'all, and it's not because it's a new year, it's a continuing process for me. It just keeps on rolling. So my debt-free, what I'm going to focus on, you guys, in January, come January, in phase 1, is paying off the final 3 credit cards. And I plan to have all of those 3 cards paid off by April 30th, 2022. It's important for me to have specified dates. They can be changed if need be. But when you're on some sort of a journey or you're trying to achieve a goal, it is extremely important to have start dates and end dates, and, you know, have a little room for, you know, maybe you won't, you might not achieve it at that specific date, but that's all right. You can keep moving, right? But it's good to have a set date and an end date. So for these 3 credit cards, okay, which totals a little $5,600, just slightly over that, I will have those paid off by April 30th, 2022, and I'm so serious, okay? But I'm giving myself some grace as well, and if I need to extend that out, I will, and it's okay. The goal is to have them paid off. So phase 2 of my journey, okay, phase 2 of my journey is to pay off my car loan balance. So my car, it's so funny, I owe less on my car than I do in credit card debt. Okay. All right. So I was like, girl, do you want to pay this car first and then go back to this? I don't know. But as it stands, and for phase 2 of my journey, I'm going to be focused on uh, paying off my car balance, which is 3320. Okay. And then so the planned payoff debt for my car is September 30th of 2022. That's when I plan to have my car paid off, because y'all, I'm actually tired of paying car notes. I hate car notes, to be quite honest. They get on my nerves. So this one has been going on for years, and I'm just over it. All right. I don't want another car note for some years. All right. I do not. I'm cool with what I got. As long as that bad boy is getting me from A to B and C to D, I'm going to hold on to this car. I don't want another car note for like a long time. And so the next phase, which is phase 3 of my journey, is to actually review my credit report, because y'all, that's something I have not done yet, and I will get there. So I'm going to review my credit card report finally, okay? And I'm going to focus on medical bills that are affecting my credit score. And I'm going to start that process in September 15th, 2022 to be exact. That's when I'm going to actually sit down and pull my credit report, my entire credit report, and look at the medical bills that I have on there, because I do have some medical bills that are on my credit report that's affecting my credit score. Although my credit score has improved dramatically since I paid off all this debt, okay? And since my debt to income ratio is much lower now. But these derogatories, these medical bills that are on my credit report, I've got to deal with that, okay? So I need to do some more research on how to deal with those sort of things that are on your credit report that are affecting your credit score, how to deal with them. So I am going to be researching in this coming year on how to deal with medical bills on your credit report, because that's kind of like the only thing that's on my credit report that's affecting me in a negative way are these medical bills, right? Okay, we have healthcare insurance, but you know what? We still have these premiums to pay and all of this, and it just be a lot. It'd be so much. So I'm going to be responsible and things like that and accountable, and I'm going to take a peek in September. I don't want to deal with that until September, and see what's on there reporting from medical bills and how I can tackle that and how I can deal with that, so that these derogatory accounts will no longer affect my credit score. So that's going to require some research, right? So that's what I plan to do. That is what I'm going to be focused on in this first phase. I broke this first phase down into 3 phases, 1, 2, and 3. I just was trying to get myself organized and feel like I'm on a good path of achieving these 3 phases that I have here in this first phase of my journey, because this journey of mine has multiple phases to it, right? It really does. I mean, I want to complete this overall first phase before I move into a hardcore second phase, all right? And so I want to just share with you guys really quickly what I've learned thus far on this journey. Is consistency and focus unlocks the windows and doors to your success. So I could have never done this if I was not consistent. It would not happen. And I'm telling y'all, I'm a struggler. I struggle with consistency. But now that I have come through this process for the last 6 months, I know that I can be consistent. I really do. I really have whatever it is I need inside of me to be consistent. I have that. I guess now I believe that I can be consistent. Now I believe and know that I can be consistent because I've been on this journey since June. And I have done so well and been consistent, right? So you have to be consistent and focus, okay? Those 2 things in itself unlocks windows and doors to your success. I don't just want doors unlocked. I need both. I need to be able to have all the windows and all the doors unlocked to achieve success, right? I'm not just going to limit my success to unlock doors. I'm going to also include windows, doors, and any other way that I can be successful, all right? So I have learned so much on this journey. I've been patient with myself. I've learned how to deny myself of things. I've learned how to say no to myself. I've had some honest conversations with myself about uh, my desire wanting to buy something because of my instantaneous desires to buy and purchase. I've learned how to kind of put a cap on that and say, girl, no, not this time. Do you want these earrings? Okay. Or do you want to take that money and put it towards your debt? And so it was always, okay, put it towards my debt, because that's something I can always get. It's some stuff, right? That I have already. It's just a different color or a different shape. But I just wanted to, I'm just excited because now I have faith in myself, and I believe that I can do it now. And that's so important to me, that I know that I'm strong enough through the grace of God to be consistent and to be focused. Okay. This is a prayer of mine and it's a work. Okay. It's something that I work on all the time. It's not a one and done thing. No, I have to talk to myself constantly about being consistent and focused and looking at the overall picture of achieving my goals. Okay. So I'm excited. I'm really happy to have gone from over $14,000 in credit card debt all the way down to $5,652, with plans to have all of this crushed, all right, by the end of April. And I'm just going to put all of my efforts towards it and do what I need to do to make this a reality. So I hope this helps somebody. It sure has inspired me, y'all. I'm inspired by my own efforts. If you don't think that you can do something like this, trust me, you're talking to somebody who didn't think that they can do it. You're talking to somebody who did not believe that they have the ability to deal with their impulsiveness, buying, right? I didn't think that I can do that. I didn't think I had enough willpower to check myself, basically. All right. I was completely out of control. But if you don't think that you can do this, I want you to think again. You really, really can. All it takes is consistency, focus, and planning. You do those three things and you just be realistic with yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself. You can do anything you want to do. So I'm excited. I don't plan on going backwards. I ain't going backwards. I am going forwards. I will no longer be stagnant. I am moving ahead. All right. It might take a little longer for me to get there, but I'm not stopping. All right. I'm not looking back. Nope. I'm moving ahead because I have goals to meet. Okay. I have freedom to achieve. Debt freedom, that is. So thank y'all so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. I hope that this has helped somebody. I'm excited about the new year. I always get excited about New Year's. I started actually getting excited about new days. Okay. But I'm excited about the New Year's and what I plan to do and things I'm planning to bring to the channel to hold myself accountable, to inspire myself, and hopefully I'm inspiring someone else. I think that that's the big thing for me, is just inspiring other people to achieve their goals as well, to get on a journey that's similar to mine, a debt-free journey. If you need that kind of thing or whatever kind of journey you're getting on, I'm very real. I'm honest, open. This is me. This is who I am. I ain't hiding nothing. It hasn't been easy, but thank God I'm here where I am, right? But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have an amazing time, amazing new year. But before I leave, okay, we're going to get into this weekly word motivator. Okay, y'all, so the weekly word motivator of the week is goals. Goals is the weekly word motivator of the week, and in Spanish is objetivos. Objetivos is goals in Spanish. So I just want to talk a little bit about goals, all right? So it's important to establish a goal when you're trying to complete a project. If you're trying to start a journey in your life, whether it be debt freedom, self-care, weight loss, or healthy living. I hate to say weight loss, but healthy living. Or if you're trying to establish some sort of mental peace or state of being, it's important to establish a goal and what you want that to look like. I don't think that I could have not achieved what I have achieved if I not had a goal in mind back in June when I said, girl, it's time to get out of debt. That was a big goal of mine, and it's a ongoing goal. Okay, it really is. It's an ongoing goal. So it's important to whenever you start something, what is your goal? Like, what does that goal look like? What is it that you want to do? Write it down. Like, I really encourage you guys to write down your goals. Right, write them down. And The other thing that I've learned, and I'm still learning about goal setting, is that you don't want to overwhelm yourself with them. You just want to simply focus on one or two goals that you want to achieve. And it might just be one, because that one goal might be a big old goal, okay? But you want to have one goal in mind. And what I like to do, I write it in my book, my goals. I write that down in my book, and I break my goal down into bite-sized pieces, all right? So whether you have a small goal or a big goal, you want to break your goals down into bite-sized pieces, right? So that you can achieve them, so that you won't get overwhelmed by it, right? So that's what I have learned to do, is to simply write down my goal. I wrote this goal down of getting out of credit card debt first. That was the first thing, right? Nothing else. Just that's it, okay? That was the only thing I wanted to achieve. And then things changed after that. I started to tack on other little goals as I started to make progress. Oops, sorry, y'all. My husband's calling. He's probably wondering why I'm not answering the phone. But sorry, I decided to take this overall goal of getting out of credit card debt and break it down into little small pieces, bite-sized pieces that I could achieve. Excuse me one second. Hey, babe, can I call you back in just a second? All right. Yeah, I was just trying to wrap up my video, but I'm going to call you right back. Okay, hold on. Michael, Dad's on the phone. He wants to speak with you. Oh, okay. Hold on a minute. So, anyways, guys, I just wanted to just talk about goal setting and the importance of setting goals, okay, and making sure that you're not overwhelmed when you make your goals, and that you are able to break your goals down into little bite-sized pieces so that you can achieve them step by step. So you have your goal, and then you have your sub goals, okay? You want to break them down. You don't want to get overwhelmed. You want to have one goal, or if you can handle two, that is cool as well. But you want to enjoy the process if you can, as much as possible, and just simply just take it day by day, or break it down, or however you want to do it. But I know for me, setting goals is extremely important. And for me, having one goal set initially and breaking it down has allowed me to be successful in achieving my goals. And it has allowed me to be successful on this journey, right? So, goals is it. Goals is that thing. So make sure you set goals for yourself. Be consistent, be focused on that goal, have a plan, have a start date and an end date. And I promise you, you will definitely achieve your goals, whatever you set out to do. So as long as you're consistent, focused, and you have a start and end date, you're going to make it. You're going to achieve your goals. So I hope this has been helpful to y'all. Thank you so much for joining me again. And you guys have an amazing new year, amazing New Year's Eve, an amazing new year, amazing day, okay? And I wish you guys much success. I wish you guys wellness and peace of mind. Until the next video, thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye.